All right, so welcome back, guys. It is Bernardo from the BTN HD. So today we have the ST250 V2 from Lenovo Think System server. We're gonna unbox this guy right now, and we're gonna set it up today. Hopefully, it has a operating system. So let's see what's inside. Shipping label. We have the logging into xClarity controller. Awesome. We can get into that soon. This little box right here, I am guessing it is a power cable, only one heavy gauge power cable. So that automatically tells me what? There's only one power supply. We have the compliancy notice booklet right here. Cool. And then we have the ST250 V2 server. It looks like a tower. Oh, this guy is a big boy. Let's take this stuff off. Awesome. Tower or a rack? This is a tower. Cool. All right. All right. Box just fell. All right. So look at that. It is a tower. All right. So let's open this guy up. It looks like there's only one screw. And you got this notch right here. I'm going to use one finger and pull it towards me. Oh, okay. I can't do it with one finger. All right. Let's use two. Awesome. Ooh, look at the inside. Look how beautiful is that. Really well organized. Crazy. Got one fan here. I don't know what this area is, but it looks like you can have two more of them over here. We're going to take a look over there. This guy right here looks like it has a graphics card. Is this a graphics card? No, that is a Ethernet card. All four DIMMs are all filled up, probably 16 gigs each. 16, 16, 32, 32, probably 64 gigs, probably. This is the power supply unit, only one power supply. Can I take the power supply out? There we go. So the power supply is actually 550 watts. So I'm gonna insert power cable, monitor, keyboard, mouse, and all that other good stuff. And we're gonna power this guy on. Hopefully it has a operating system so I can get straight into it and set it up. All right, so let's take a look at the front panel on the ST250 V2. So right here, we have the power button and LED, the drive activity, network activity, the ID button, and the system error LED. Over here in this corner, we have one 2.0 USB ports, which is also for use with the xClarity Mobile. And then last but not least, we have one 3.2 USB port generation 1. So at the bottom of the ST250 V2, this right here are your drive bay. It actually allows you to insert 8 3.5-inch hard drives or 16 2.5-inch hard drives. Now, Lenovo actually hooked us up with 4 hard drives. And let's take one out. There we go. Each hard drive, there we go. Each hard drive, it is about 960 gigs. So 960, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. That is awesome. Let's insert this guy back. All right, so let's take a look at the back of the ST250 V2. So we have 2 hot swap power supplies. We only got one of them that's filled with a 550 watt power supply, which is cool. I like my servers to have 2 power supplies because that's, redundancy in case one goes down. You're still up and running with the other one. On the ST50, it comes with a video port or a VGA, 1 serial ports. The first RJ45 right here at the top, it is for your remote management. It allows you to get into your xClarity controller. Underneath that, you have 2 gigabit Ethernet ports, RJ45s. Underneath the 2 gigabit RJ45 ports, we have 4 3.2 USB port, generation 1. And Lenovo actually hooked us up with a network interface card. All right, so it's time for us to power this guy on and also plug in a USB keyboard and mouse, which is over there. So I'm going to plug it into 6 and 7. Awesome. Now, I'm not going to hook up a monitor. I am actually going to hook up a capture card to this guy so I could turn on OBS and record everything while we are setting everything up so you guys could actually see everything happening. So this guy has a DVI. Let's insert this DVI cable into this capture card. Awesome. On the other end, it has a VGA. Cool. And it has a USB. And I'm actually going to hook it up into my laptop so my laptop could pick that up. It's turning red, which is awesome. And I just heard it. We're going to insert the power supply over here. Awesome. All right, so I got my OBS up and running. This guy is blinking green. Let's power this guy on. Hopefully it picks it up and then we could set this guy up. All right, so it looks like OBS is picking up the display on the ST250 V2 from Lenovo Think System. It's still doing its thing. I'm gonna leave it alone for a while. Right now, we just see this part right here. Awesome. Look at that. Cross the fingers. Hopefully it has an operating system. And if it does not have an operating system, it is okay. I might jump into F1 for the system setup. It has 128 gigs, one processor, 6 cores. It is an Intel Xeon E2336 processor with a base speed of 2.90 gigahertz. Holy moly. This is a good server for maybe Hyper-V, VMware vSphere maybe. We're just going to leave it like this and see what happens. I don't know if there's an operating system. All the lights on the hard drives are lit. I don't know if it has like a RAID system or something like that. If it does not have like a RAID setup, I'm going to create a RAID setup. I definitely want to get the xClarity controller up and running with you guys. It is stating that it is checking for media. No media is present. Automatically, that tells me what? There's probably no operating system installed onto this machine, which kind of sucks. I'm going to do a Control-Alt-Delete and see what happens. We're going to try to do an F1 to get into the system setup. So let's reboot that. And I'm going to wait until it gives me the options on the lower right-hand side. All right, so it gave me the options. I'm going to do F1 real quick. F1. Pressing F1 to get into the system setup. I want to check a couple of things. One good thing is that within the system events, I have 0, 0, no warnings, no errors. That is always a great thing. I don't have to really go into the troubleshooting mode. F1 is selected. It highlighted into like a nice little blue color. So that's a good sign. It is loading xClarity Provisioning Manager. So, yep, here it goes. Awesome. And let's see. So let's go inside the system. Hard drives, all 4 hard drives are being read. That is a good thing. Look at the RAID. There's no RAID. No virtual disk created. Let's go to manage. 4 disk drives attached to the controller, which is good. Gotta give myself a little bit more slack because I can't really. All right, so let's do a simple configuration. Let's click on next here. We have 4 options. We're able to do a RAID level 0, level 1, level 10, level 5. I think because I have 4 disks, I could probably get away doing a level 5. Let's do next here. Okay, 4 disks with a level 5. That gives me roughly, what, 2 terabytes? Okay, so let's go next here. About to create the virtual disk. Do you want to proceed? Let's click yes here. It is creating our virtual disk. Volume 1, success. Let's click next. There goes our volume. I want to install, let's say, Windows Server 2022. Let's get that going. I'm going to download the ISO image. We're going to burn it into a flash drive, hook up the flash drive in the front panel, change the boot order within the xClarity provisioning manager, boot into the flash drive, install the operating system, and get that going. I'm thinking maybe Hyper-V. Why not? All right, so I just finished downloading the Windows Server 2022 ISO, which is the latest one that Microsoft released November of 2023. I got my flash drive right here. I'm going to click on the Start button, and I'm going to type in Rufus so we could open our Rufus up. Let's launch it. And all right, so let's insert the flash drive. Rufus should automatically pick it up. There it goes, 64 gigs. Let's click on select. We're going to go into the downloads folder. We're going to select our ISO. We're going to click open. I'm gonna leave everything as the default. Click start. Yep. Click OK. Gives you a nice little warning that it is going to erase everything within that flash drive. I am okay with that, so let's click OK. The drive contains multiple partitions. I've used this flash drive multiple times, creating bootable, bootable OSs into it. So I'm definitely going to click OK because I just want all the partitions to be wiped clean and just rebuild the partition for this build. So I'm going to leave it as is, and then we're going to come back and insert it into the ST250 V2 Think system from Lenovo. Get into the xClarity controller, change up the boot manager to boot into the flash drive, and then start the installation. All right, so creating our bootable flash drive completed using Rufus. Got the flash drive right here. I'm actually going to insert it into the 3.2 USB port on the front side. So let's insert it. Awesome. This is where we left off. We created the RAID. So I got to get into add a generic boot option. Click on USB storage. Let's go back. I feel like if I go inside change boot order, there goes our USB storage. Awesome. You're actually able to click and hold it and then drag it to the top. I want our flash drive to be the first one that the machine reads to boot into the operating system installation part. So we're going to click on save here. Your changes will be saved. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Saving all the settings. Beautiful. We are going to exit out of here. Do you want to exit? System may reboot due to the changes of the settings. Let's click OK. Definitely click OK. Let it reboot. If everything works well, we should see the Windows logo and we can start the installation. All right, say no media present. What is going on? All right, let's do a Control-Alt-Delete. Let's reboot one more time. Once I get those options on the lower right-hand side, I think I'm going to pick one-time boot device. See what happens. Okay, so we're going to press F12 here. I'm going to continue pressing F12, one-time boot device. I know we configured the flash drive. I know I configured the flash drive correctly. So I'm just pressing F12 right now like a madman. It turned blue. That's a good sign that me pressing F12 like a crazy man, it actually took the command. Okay, here it goes. So there goes our SanDisk. It's all the way in the bottom. I'm just taking the directional keys, moving it down, 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 down. And we're going to select that, our SanDisk. Let's hit enter. That's what we want. Finally. I feel like I should have done F12 in the beginning. I'm very stubborn, but I definitely wanted to see the USB storage device within the boot option. All right, so we are at the installation for the Windows Server wizard. This is super easy. We're going to click next here. All right, so hopefully the operating system picks up the virtual disk that we created. So I'm actually going to do the data center desktop experience. because that will allow us to configure Hyper-V. We're going to accept the license and terms. Let's click next here. We're going to do a custom install Microsoft Server operating system only, advanced, and it's not picking up the hard drive. So that basically means I gotta find the drivers for the RAID system so the operating system is able to pick it up, and then we can continue. All right, so I went to the Lenovo site and I found the storage drivers for the ThinkSystem ST250V2. All right, so getting the drivers was pretty easy. I Googled it. It took me to the Lenovo site. Lenovo actually has this portal right here. You are able to locate the driver this route, but what I did is I just clicked on this link and it downloaded everything into a bundle, which is actually within my downloads folder. This is it. I extracted that 7-zip file into this. If you go inside devices, this is basically all the drivers. And I actually went into each individual folder, and inside each individual folder, there is a device info text file. So I just opened it up and I got lucky. This is the first one that I double clicked into, and it's basically the RAID drivers. And that's the one I kind of uploaded into the flash drive, and you're going to see right now. Let's click load driver. Let's click on browse. I actually dropped all the drivers into the flash drive. So I'm going to pick this. I created a folder inside the flash drive called drivers. And there was a bunch of drivers, but the one that I selected was this one right here. And it was this guy right here. Click OK. It should show me what's compatible to the hardware. Click next here. Awesome. There goes our virtual disk that we created together. It is a RAID 5 configuration with 2 terabytes. So we are going to click on new, apply, okay. Awesome. It created the primary partition. It also created a reserve partition and a system partition. So we are going to click on next. And we are going to install our operating system, and I catch you guys once we are inside the desktop. All right, so it looks like the installation is done on the ST250V2 ThinkSystem from Lenovo. I sound like an advertisement. It is time for us to set a password. So I'm going to set a password onto our server. Then we're going to confirm it. We're going to hit enter, finalizing the setup, and we're done. I'm going to do a Control-Alt-Delete. Use your new local password. Awesome. Should be super fast because of the processor. And we got 128 gigs of memory, 2 terabytes of storage space. Let's say don't show this. Let's close that up. Awesome. We are good to go. I think the next day, maybe tomorrow, let's go over configuring it with Hyper-V, create a couple of virtual machines on that, get the network set up within Hyper-V, because we got so many RJ45s on this guy. I think we got one dedicated network interface card, as well as we got 2 additional RJ45 gigabits ports, which is great. So that's 4 in total. Maybe we could create like a WAN, a LAN, and a private, whatever. So we will see what we can do on the next day. All right, so the next day with the ThinkSystem ST250V2 from Lenovo, we got the operating system up and running. Let's install Hyper-V. A lot of you guys probably saying, why Hyper-V? Why not? Especially that VMware has been changing their pricing and a lot of people have been trying to find something else. Why not use Hyper-V? We're all using Windows Server, so why not? So if you have the Server Manager up and running on your upper right-hand side, let's click on Manage. Within Manage, let's click on Add Roles and Features. I'm going to do like really basic today, nothing too extreme. With the ST250V2, we're going to click next here. We're going to click next here, next, and we're going to highlight the Hyper-V, and we're going to give it a check mark. We're definitely going to add all the additional features that it wants to install. So click add feature. Awesome. Click next. We don't need anything from here. Click next here. Click next here. For the Virtue Switch, it does not look like the rest of the network cards are being shown. I think if I right click here and open network and internet settings, go to Ethernet. Let's open up. Okay, it does have, okay, because I only have one of the cards, one of the RJ45 ports hooked up to a cable. That's the one that's being read. So I got to hook up 3, 2, and 4. I'll do that a little later. Again, not too advanced. I'm just going to click this guy here. Click next. I'm going to leave it the default. I'm not going to change anything here. Let's click next here. Default location for virtual disk files. This is blank. Default location for virtual machine configuration files. So let's go inside the File Explorer. Let's go inside PC. Let's go here. Let's open this guy a little bit. Let's click new folder, VMs. Let's copy this, close this. I'm gonna paste it here. Click next. Awesome. Restart the destination server automatically if it's required. Let's click yes here. Click install. And we are installing Hyper-V on the ST250 V2. So I'm gonna leave this as is and then come back. All right, so the machine actually rebooted, which is awesome. We're here. We're going to send a Control-Alt-Delete. We're going to log in. We're going to take a look at our new Hyper-V machine. It is finalizing. It gives you this nice little prompt. And is it finished? Installation succeeded. Awesome. I didn't change the name of the computer. It's okay. You are able to change the name. It's up to you. We're going to close that up. Here goes our Hyper-V service row. Awesome. If I go into tools, you should see Hyper-V Manager right here. Let's click on our Virtual Switch Manager. And okay, we have that. Let's click on the drop down. Look at the rest of our, ooh, check that out. So that network interface card that Lenovo actually hooked up into the ST250 V2 are 10 gigabit. Woo, that is nice. That is nice. Yeah, creating a virtual machine, just right click, new virtual machine, super simple. Click next here. Give it a name. Let's call it BTNHD Test 01. It's up to you. Actually, let's do BTNHD 001. I don't have an operating system or an ISO to embed this virtual machine to start the process. Generation 1 or Generation 2. The virtual machine generation provides support for newer. Yeah, we're going to do Generation 2 because if I want, I could do Windows 11 and it would take advantage of the UEFI firmware and everything else that we need. Click next here. Startup memory, let's give it 4096. That is, let me do the nums lock. 4096, which is 4 gigs, right? Click next here. I'm going to give it the virtual switch that I have already there. I mean, I'm able to create new virtual switches and then do it that route. It's really up to you. Click next. It's going to drop it in our default location. Definitely not going to be 127. So let's give it 90 gigs for now. Click next. Installation, I'll do the operating system later, but you are able to mount the ISO here or, do a network-based installation server. That would be like Pixie booting. And we're going to click next and we're going to click finish and done. Our first virtual machine is completed. We're going to right click on it, connect. Connecting to the virtual machine does not start it. It just gives you a nice little console into the virtual machine. But from here, you're able to do file and get into settings, which allows you to make more modifications. If you do action, this is where you're able to start the virtual machine. If I had an ISO inside the virtual machine, it will boot into that. If I had like a SCCM or MDT or a WDS server listening to the subnets, it will PXE boot and install the operating system, which I don't have, which is okay. I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm having a lot of fun with the ThinkSystem ST250 V2 from Lenovo. Great machine. At first, when I saw the box, I thought it was a rackable kind of server. It's a tower. It is not that bad, super powerful. You're able to increase the memory. Definitely add an additional drive bay to kind of bump up the storage. This machine, I won't install Hyper-V. I would definitely install VMware because that's what I like using at my 9-to-5 VMware. If you are into Hyper-V, which I've done in other workplaces, Hyper-V is not bad, especially if you have Windows Server Data Center. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.